What is up, guys? Welcome back to yet another brand new Major Ben gaming video. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day as always. I couldn't make a video on this yesterday, unfortunately, because it was my one day in the office, and I get back really late, and I go in the office once every 2 weeks and work from home the rest of the time. So I just didn't really get time to do that yesterday, unfortunately. But I'm going to be talking about the showcase that we had on Wednesday of this week. And I want to talk about my thoughts and feelings on this showcase and kind of run through what was announced and, give a little bit more feedback on what it was like. I'm just excited for this one. So what I want to start off with, the format of the showcase. Now, I thought the format was fantastic. I think it's the best showcase that Xbox has done. The devs that were kind of doing this developer showcase, obviously, they came across very, very likable. You kind of felt like that you were actually talking to them, and they were talking to you more, I should say. And it was more of a kind of a friendly thing. You actually felt like you were almost involved in the development process of the game because they talked about the aspects that they liked, the parts that they worked on themselves. And I just thought it really worked very, very well. You kind of felt the connection with them. And it's nice to actually hear from the devs and creators of the actual game you're going to be playing, rather than just Xbox telling you, that this game is going to be good, it's on Game Pass and all this and that. It's nice to hear the developers who, this is their passion, this is the stuff that they are interested in, them talking about it. But anyway, going on to the first game that was announced, it was Minecraft Legends. Now, I'm not a huge Minecraft fan. I have put my fair few hours into the game on Switch, more so actually, but also Xbox and PC. Minecraft's never been the biggest thing for me in the world. It's a fun game to play now and again, but it's just not something I dive back into very often. But Minecraft Legends is kind of almost like StarCraft combined with Minecraft. So it's kind of like a real-time, or a strategy game, I should say, where you kind of build your own bases, your own different teams. You can have different squads in the team as well, different your friends on your team, or you can fight against them. And you build these bases with various different ways. Like one of the women on there made a base with a maze in it, kind of thing, which is really, really cool. So you'd have to work your way through the maze to get to the base to actually attack the people in it. And it was just really, really cool. I mean, it's not my kind of game, but obviously it's going to be on Game Pass, and it's going to be interesting to take a look at it. I'm interested. I'll give it a go. Not my kind of thing, but that looks really, really cool. Then we went on to Forza Motorsport. Now, Forza is one of my favorite franchises, especially Horizon, but Motorsport's going to be cool. And the one disappointment with this, though, is we really didn't get a release date. They have failed to meet the 12-month period that they promised in the previous announcement. This is, it is a disappointment. But the way this game looks just is insane to me. We're getting native 4K 60 FPS, or not native, we're getting 4K, I should say, 60 FPS with real-time ray tracing on track. This isn't like Gran Turismo where you have ray tracing in the garage or whatever. This is real-time on-track ray tracing for the cars. It just looks absolutely gorgeous. I can't wait to see what this looks like natively on my actual Series X, because obviously through YouTube compression, you get various different downgrades, but it still looked amazing, even on the stream at 1080p or whatever. This just looks phenomenal. I can't wait to see more about Forza. It's one of my favorite franchises. They did really well at showing it off. But it's delayed. Obviously, we're not going to be getting it anytime soon. I can't imagine until towards the end of the year, second half of the year for sure. So we'll have to wait. As soon as I hear a release date on that, I will obviously do an update on it. But the next thing was really, really cool. Now, this developer showcase was meant to be about 4 games. 2 of them we've already talked about. But they actually had a 5th game in there, which was really, really cool, because they actually specifically told us to not expect any more or less from the showcase. So I kind of feel like they did a really good job of tempering our expectations the days before. But then they actually did do a 5th game. So the 5th game is actually right behind me, and that's because it's a stealth drop. Hi-Fi Rush is the name of this game, as you can see here. This is one that I leaked and talked about literally the day before this showcase, and they even mentioned that in the showcase. They were like, sorry, I do actually have to apologize there. I just had a major coughing fit. I don't know what's wrong with me at the moment, but I'm not doing too great in terms of how I'm feeling. I look like I'm crying now, but I'm not. I just had a freaking coughing fit for the last minute. But they actually kind of talked about how the leaks happened. They were like, we're sad almost that the leaks happened, and that about it. We kind of want it to be a really cool drop. Obviously, we didn't know it was coming out on the day, which it is. It's obviously out now. You can go and download it now. But they didn't. They were sad to see that it got leaked at all and that people knew about it. But what it is, it's a rhythm-based game. Now, before that puts you off, because I was kind of put off as well, it's amazing. And you don't need the best rhythm in the world to play this game. They really assist you with it if you're not great. Luckily, I'm a musician myself, so it's something that I didn't struggle with. But It is a rhythm-based combat fighting game, and it's one of the best-looking things I've ever seen. This game is absolutely gorgeous. It's obviously an animated art style, but it just looks absolutely ridiculously good. So you aren't restrained to the music completely, as I kind of said. You just have to try like feel the beat in the game. It's very clear what the beat is, and it does just come naturally to you. It's something that you will do, but your progress isn't blocked by missing the beat. Like if you miss beats occasionally while you're fighting, you're not going to be like have no progress and not be able to get past the stage. It does reward you, however, for having better timing, but if your timing's not great, you're not going to just not be able to play the game, so don't worry about that. There are visual guides as well that help you on the screen. This is something that is just really important for people who don't have good timing and haven't done music before and stuff, so there is visual guides that do help you. So that's really, really cool. But this game is just, it honestly just looks so good. Animated games always do, as I said before. It's just something that just looks amazing. And there's some really cool boss fights by the looks of it. From what I can see, boss battles, set pieces. I've not played a huge amount. I'm getting into it, but I want to get to some of the bigger boss battles and the set pieces that are in the game, because they look really, really cool. But when you're fighting the boss battles, you also have like little mini games to do while you're fighting the bosses. So that's really, really cool. Those count towards the progress of defeating the boss. So yeah, it's really, really different, because obviously this is from the studio who usually makes games like Evil Within and stuff like that. They usually make horror and eerie type games like Ghostwire Tokyo as well. That's going to be coming to Xbox. But yeah, so this is very different for them. And also the cat in this game is really, really cute. So I love cats, as you know. You probably see my cat prancing around behind me sometimes, and it's really, really funny. But yeah, you can actually play this game now. They stealth dropped this game, and I find that really, really cool that they did that on the day. It's something that Xbox needs to do more of going forward. That leads us on to the next thing. It was Elder Scrolls Update. They're doing the next chapter. Necrom is the name of it. It adds a new playable class, if you're interested, called Arcanist, which is obviously a magic build with unique abilities and stuff that they've not seen in that world previously. There's a new area of the game as well that's not been seen since like the 90s or something, they said. They talked about, one thing they did do well at is talking about how you can dive into this game now by simply following the quest lines as single players. Like, they're trying to get you to play it now, even though, you know, it's fairly far through the life cycle of this game, but they're still trying to get people involved in it. And it actually kind of made me consider trying it, because I'm not a big MMO fan. But it actually, you know, they kind of introduced it to new players as well. Even though they're doing an expansion, they kind of talked about how new players can dive in now and just play it like they played Skyrim and stuff. I thought that was interesting that they talked about that. So I might do that at some point. Sorry, my nose is blocked. I'm obviously ill. Not fully, I'm probably going to wake up tomorrow and not be able to move because I'm just going to be so ill, but I just feel like terrible right now. You hear that? That's not good right now. That's not good. So Redfall was the next thing. Obviously, we knew this was the main thing for the showcase. This game just keeps getting better and better, in my opinion. It just keeps getting better. I think this is just going to be a banger, and I can't wait to see. So reiterating, they started off with saying that they could reiterate that the game can be played solo or with friends up to 4 people. Now, I'm really glad this can be played solo, because I'm more of a solo gamer myself. You choose between 4 different classes. There's 4 different types of character you can pick from. They each have different abilities. There's more on that later. But it's a very big open world environment, or the biggest one that these guys have done. So it's been very carefully handcrafted with tons of stories. It's set in a seaside town called Redfall, obviously. There are safe places on the island to rest, and resupply. You collect missions from home bases, which is really, really cool. I like that. You kind of go to your home base, do a mission, come back to your home base, or there, whatever. Seems like you actually have some really cool abilities, though, for each character. Like, one of them actually, you can see, has invisibility, so you can just walk past the vampires, and there's various different things like that. The vampires look really, really cool. You can see that they've got loads of particles, like, coming off them when you shoot them and stuff. It's really, really, really good. Most importantly, I did note that the gunplay of this looked really, really good. Now, for someone who's a big fan of the Call of Duty franchise, it's sometimes tough going to a single-player game and using other people's shooting mechanics, because they're never that great compared to something like Call of Duty, which is the best of the best. And it looks like they've done a really good job with these shooting mechanics. It felt good, like the guns felt heavy, like the bullet impacts were heavy. Everything just felt, or looked good, I should say. Yeah, this game does look really creepy. There's some jump scares already in the trailer, so I'm a little bit worried about that, because I'm not the best with scary games, but I do try. So taking down vampires summons a thing called the Rook, I believe it was, or Nook or Rook or something like that. Seems it's like kind of some sort of boss, but there's more bosses to talk about in a minute as well. You can approach missions in stealth or just go with, gun blazing, like I probably more will. There's a way you can, do different ways of approaching each mission, basically, with different classes as well, which is really, really cool. So there's one character with a drone class that distracts cultists and vampires as well. So you send in like this little drone robot, and he can like distract people. Trying to think what else there was. There was silenced weaponry. Silenced weaponry, obviously, where you can do different stealth things. There's vampire lairs that change each time you visit them, and you take one down. They'll change each time they reappear or whatever. You have to take out the heart to destroy the nests of these vampires. Then you complete one of the neighborhoods. So they're split into neighborhoods, and there's be a nest in a certain neighborhood. Once you've defeated that one, you've kind of cleared that neighborhood, and then you have to take on a vampire boss at the end, which is really, really cool. Again, you can do this all solo, so don't worry if you prefer playing solo like myself. Different character abilities are upgradable as well. The skill trees were very vast from what I saw, and that's really important in games like this. Just makes it more interesting. There's a very wide range of weaponry as well, from shotguns to sniper rifles, and there are lots of vampire stakes too. You can have like different stakes that you can customize and stuff, and all the stuff can be customized. All the weapons, all the stakes and stuff. The vampire bosses for each area have their own different abilities as well, so that's going to be different. It kind of changes up the way you fight stuff. It just makes it a little bit more interesting to do that. But there's also vampire gods in this game that are even more difficult than the other vampire bosses. So that's going to be exciting. I can't wait for that. But this game just looks amazing. I think it's like a huge amount improved than what the original trailer showed. I think it just looks really good. I think Xbox took a really big W here by showing so much gameplay and stuff. And also, yeah, by the way, these games, the Elder Scrolls one, by the way, is June 5th that comes out, the actual DLC. And Redfall is May the 2nd. So that's really, really good. And going back to Minecraft, it was April 18th release date for that. So yeah, but Redfall May 2nd, perfect timing. Great. There's not a lot, as far as I'm aware, in May that I'm super excited about, but now I am. So Redfall, I can't wait to dive into this. Just looks absolutely crazy, and I can't wait to do it. So yeah, overall, the showcase was really, really good. I like how they make some more jokes about things like the devs weren't very like camera ready and struggled to kind of act and know what to do on camera. I found that really cool because they're probably not used to doing this kind of thing, but that was really, really cool. It just felt a lot more genuine, less so like Xbox doing the presentation. It was kind of the developers doing it, and I liked that a lot. Xbox, do this going forward. This was the best thing. Best presentation you've done. Just do this every time. Stealth drop a game as often as you can. Obviously, I don't expect you to do it every time, but I hope the Starfield showcase is kind of like this too, where we actually hear from the lead developers and stuff, because it just makes it a lot more interesting. So I can't wait for Starfield 1 as well, the Starfield showcase, and all this stuff was just so cool. So hopefully they do the same thing going forward. That's it for this video. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy it, and I'll see you in future ones. Bye-bye for now.